Hello, welcome back to the BU podcast. I'm excited for another episode, and it's the bonus episode for the series of navigating your season of singleness. I can't believe it's done. I really hope you girls loved it. I hope that it was very beneficial and helpful. So I'm throwing in a bonus episode. I hope everyone is feeling blessed. I hope everyone is feeling good. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that I've decorated my room. So we've got some Christmas vibes going on, and I'm excited. I normally don't decorate until after Thanksgiving, but I'm going to be in Spain the week after Thanksgiving. So, and I won't be back until mid-December. So I was like, I kind of want to enjoy the decorations before I come home and like have to unpack and like all this stuff, and then by the time I get all the decorations out, then just be packing all those back up within a week or two. So I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be that person this year that celebrates early. So my room is decorated. I got some candles burning, got the cozy vibe. So I guess let's just get into this bonus episode, and we're gonna be talking about qualities of a Boaz. You're looking for your Boaz. You're waiting for your Boaz to swoop on in and to find you, to meet you, and to say, hey, girl. Want to pray together? No, what are like, I should have gotten together some like really just pickup lines, like Christian pickup lines, because sometimes those could be the worst. Actually, let me see. All right, I have my phone just for the fun, because this, like I said, this is a bonus episode, so this is more like chill and like hanging out. Okay, I'm gonna see Christian pickup lines. I want to read some cringy pickup lines, and let's see if they make you cringe. You float my ark. Stop. If any man said that to me, hey baby, you float my ark. Like, what? What? No, that is not okay. Oh, ew. I put the stud in Bible study. Oh no. Oh. Oh. You were so unblemished that I would sacrifice you? Bye. I don't like that one. That sounds like you're gonna murder me. The worst one was definitely, you can float my ark. I would immediately walk away. If you're lucky, your Boaz is not gonna say any of those stupid pickup lines. And if he does, then it was probably just nerves, forgive him. Don't judge a book by its cover type thing. So we're going to talk about qualities of Boaz. I think these are qualities that a man of God inherits. They're, characteristics. And if you want kind of like a more in-depth talk about godly men and stuff, I have a podcast episode about godly men. So you can go back and listen to that. That's like more in depth. Okay, so the first thing that a Boaz does and will do is he notices more than your beauty. Okay, I know, like, yes, us girls want to be admired for our beauty. I mean, did you hear that? It's like some ASMR right there. I'm sorry. I think ASMR is kind of weird. That's just my unpopular opinion. Of course we want to be admired for our beauty. I mean, why have it if it's not admired, right? Like, of course, if he sees you walking down the street, he might think to himself, oh, wow, who is that lady? Who is that woman? But he is going to also be paying attention to your demeanor, the way that you carry yourself, the qualities that you possess as a woman. For example, in Ruth 3:11, this chapter, well, actually, before I get to that, let's remember what Ruth did. Ruth was working in the fields, right? She was gleaning. She was doing all that she could do. You know, she didn't go there being like, hey, Boaz, can I work here? She just started working. And Boaz noticed her prior. I believe earlier in the scripture, when you read the whole chapter, it mentions Boaz noticing this woman working in the field and all this stuff and noticing a difference in her. So then when you skip forward to chapter 3 and Naomi tells Ruth to go to Boaz with a request, you know, she does that. She listens to Naomi. She goes and asks, blah, blah, blah. And verse 11, this was his response. He said, and now, my daughter, don't be afraid. I will do all for you. I will do for you all. Oh my gosh, again, with the scriptures, I can't read. Don't be afraid. I will do for you all you ask. All the people of my town know that you are a woman of noble character. And I believe that it's so important for the man that you are with and that you decide to pursue for marriage. He sees more than just your body. He sees more than just your style, because the Bible does tell us that our beauty is going to fade. And that doesn't mean that like you're just going to be this frail old woman and like therefore you're hideous, because I have seen elderly women that are beautiful, that are pretty for their age. It just means that we're not going to have the figure we have. We're not going to have the clean, like smooth skin that we have and all this stuff. Like our body is going to change so much. So we're not going to look in our prime like we do right now. What stays the same and what will last forever is your heart and your character and the things that you deem important and that you value. And a man that values you properly is going to hold that to higher regard than just your body and just you. Because listen, godly man he's not looking for eye candy, because there's plenty of eye candy. There is plenty, and it's so accessible these days, and it's disgusting and it's terrible. But at the end of the day, a man of God needs a woman of prayer. He needs a warrior. He needs somebody that's going to stand by him through thick and thin, and that is going to get down on her knees and pray for him and be there for him and help him fight spiritually. And again, your physical, like, yes, that's icing on the top. Please don't misunderstand. Yeah, go to the gym. Do what you can do to take care of your body, not to look like Kim K, because she's not even real. I'm sorry if anybody is listening that's a fan of her. You can be a fan, but I'm not a fan. I don't agree with what she represents. I don't support what she represents. She makes girls feel like they have to have this particular figure when it's not even real herself. It's fake. So why do we, as girls, as daughters of a God that we claim is perfect, make ourselves feel like we are not beautiful enough because we don't have Kim K's body? But in reality, Kim K didn't even have Kim K's body. She got surgery, and she was able to do that because she had a lot of money. But if she didn't, she would look like all of us. She would be normal. So I believe that you are beautiful with the genetics, with the DNA that God gave you. You have the choice to take care of that body. Your body is a temple. I go to the gym, I work out, and I'm a firm believer that you can train like I train. You can do all my exercises, but you're still not going to look like me. And that's okay. That's because my genetics are different than yours. But you can do what you need to do, and then you will feel better about yourself, and people will notice that confidence. And I know one thing that men do like is they do like a woman that is confident. They can sense that, and they do like that in a woman. To me, working out, taking care of your body is a form of worship. Now, you can idolize it, meaning if you start to make it where it's unhealthy and you think that, oh, if I don't go to the gym, I'm like, or like you're doing the gym 24/7 and then you're counting your calories. And I'm not talking about like if you're in a special program, okay? Like I'm saying like where it becomes like an addiction almost, where everything is about the number, and then you look in your mirror, and if you haven't lost that 5 pounds, you devastated at yourself and you think you're a failure. Like there's a healthy balance, obviously. Take care of your body, take care of your appearance, take what God has given you and then take care of it. That is our job. But again, it goes back to making sure your heart is right. And then a godly man who really seeks a woman of God, he's going to notice those qualities about you and he's going to love it. Point 2. Point 2 is a Boaz will respect you. Again, when you read the story of her going into to ask Boaz her request, you'll read it in chapter 3, verses 10 through 13. When you see his response and everything, you notice that he doesn't belittle her. He doesn't say, like, who do you think you are coming to me and asking this of me? Did I approach you? Why are you here? He doesn't, like, make her feel like she's a nuisance. But he listens. And he shows concern and he hears her need. And so a good man is going to respect you. He's not going to make light of your situation. He's not going to make light of your concern. And here's the thing, ladies, you need to know this because I have learned it in my relationship. Men are different, okay? Men are going to see things differently than you. So that means some things that may be important to you, he's not going to see why it's important, but at the end of the day he needs to just understand that, hey, it's important to her and she's important to me. So even though I don't understand fully, I love her and I respect her, so I'm going to listen to her need. I'm going to listen to her concern even if I don't fully get it or I don't think it's a big deal. I love her and therefore it's a big deal to me. Like, and if they roll their eyes, if they like, just understand that, like, that's just them. That's because it's not, they don't understand. But at the end of the day, he should be ready to just say, hey, come here. I'm sorry. Like, I'll listen. Because I've had that situation sometimes with my boyfriend. I'll start talking about something and I can tell that he is just like, what's the big deal? And he'll have his moment where he's like, it's not a big deal. I don't get it. And then I will have to kind of like, instead of getting mad at him and being like, why aren't you listening? What, like, don't I matter? I don't, heighten my emotions. I just calmly say to him, honey, I know you don't maybe understand, but it's really important to me. And I want to talk to you about it because I love you. Sometimes you have to like sweet talk them. But if you come out with them with like aggression, they're gonna get defensive and then that's gonna turn into a whole thing. So the best thing you can do is just, keep a calm and like a meek spirit about it and just say, I know you don't get it, but it really means a lot to me and I need you right now. Like, men love to be heroes, so say I need you, honey. And then if he still is like, I could care less, then red flag. You need to figure that out and like why that is, and it guess it depends on too how often it happens. But he will then say, you're right, I'm so sorry, talk to me, baby, like, what is it? And then I can go, okay, and then I can tell him how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and then I feel better. And I do believe that a lot of that is it stems from a form of respect. Number 3 is a Boaz keeps his word. This is so important. This isn't about a man that can speak words, because boy, can they speak words. There are a lot of men that will make a lot of promises to you. But you need to be looking at which man actually keeps his promises when it's tough, because promises are easy to keep when everything is easy and when it's going according to what they want. But it's when maybe things aren't going as planned or they're not getting their way, but they're going to keep their promise to you regardless. So Ruth chapter 4, 9 through 10 says, Then Boaz announced to the elders and all the people, Today you are witnesses that I have bought from Naomi all the property of Elimelech, Kilon, please don't, and Malon, I don't know how to say these names. I have also acquired Ruth, the Moabite, my husband's widow, as my wife, in order to maintain the name of the dead with his property, so that his name will not disappear from among his family or from his hometown. Today you are witnesses. So I believe this had to do with, again, you like read the whole chapters, all the chapters, I mean. This had to do with, if I remember correctly, when Ruth went to Boaz. And so he didn't just say to her in that moment, I hear your concern and I'm going to do what I can for you, and then walk away and you never hear. Because there are people who will say, I'm here for you, I care about you, I love you, but then when you actually need them, they're never there. So then when it came down to it, he did what he could do, and this is his solution. And so then now she had all that she would need to be taken care of. Not only did Boaz respect her, but he honors her by keeping his word. And that is a very, very, very important thing. And that's going to be a big indicator on his heart, on his character. And then lastly, a Boaz will accept your baggage. And I don't I'm not saying that therefore he's saying it's okay. But when we look at Ruth and where she came from, she was a Moabite. So they did not worship God. Where she was from, they worshipped many gods. And that is why when you read in Ruth 1, she says to Naomi, your God will be my God. She denounced her lifestyle. She said, I'm going to follow you, and I'm going to basically let go of everything that I was raised in, my culture, and I'm going to follow you, and I'm going to submit myself to you, and I'm going to devote myself to you. And in doing so, she made God her God. And she didn't come with a big name. She didn't come with money. She didn't come from a heritage of great people. You know, she her culture was looked upon as bad in the land that they're now living, because again, you're in a area where people worship God, and they're like, God is the only God. And then so you have somebody coming in that used to worship other gods, like they're kind of frowned upon. But the beautiful thing is that's not what Boaz focused on. He didn't say, well, you used to do this and you were raised like this. No, if anything, he did not see where Ruth came from, but he saw who she was and who she is. And that means that, if you have a baggage, like a major sin that you're still struggling with, then yeah, you need to work on that, and you need to get a hold of that before taking it into a relationship. My point with the Boaz will accept your baggage is, no matter what you came from, no matter what lifestyle you were delivered from and brought out of, he's not going to see that. There are things in my past that I revealed to my boyfriend that only God knew. And they're probably not even as big as some other people would, have probably been through and done and seen. But for me, they were. And for me, I felt so much shame. And it was something that, God allowed to keep private between me and him. And I'm so thankful, because even if somebody wouldn't think that they're that big of a deal, to me it is. And I'm thankful that God, he is a personal God, But I knew that I want him to know parts of me that nobody else knows. I want him to know my fears, my past, the things that I have maybe done or said. And it was scary, because again, I felt shame. I allowed myself to feel shame, because God does not bring shame. God will bring conviction, but shame is from the enemy. Obviously, with God, I knew I was forgiven, but it was still one of those things where it's like, I want him to know fully who I am. That means my good and my bad. And when I did share that with him, he looked at me. He didn't even blink. He didn't say, oh, wow, that's I didn't expect that from you. I can't believe you would do that. I never thought you would be someone who would do such a thing, He just looked at me and he said, it's okay. That's your past. I choose you. I love you. You are the great woman of God. Just like that. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, like, I was so scared. I thought it would make him look at me differently. But if anything, I felt more loved by him than ever because I had given him a part of myself that only God had. And I believe that it made him feel like I trusted him more than anybody. And I do. Knowing that I can come to him and I can confide in him things that I may not even be proud of, whether it's my past or my present or my future, knowing that I am with a man that sees me for who I am, not for my mistakes, not for my failures, not for my shortcomings, because I am human, but he sees me for who I am. That is a very liberating feeling, because we all have things that we've come from. We've all had things that we're not proud of. And there may be emotional scars that you have from your past. There may be things that have been done to you that should not have been done. But a true man of God, is not going to hold that against you. He's not going to push you aside because of that. That's all the Boaz talk I have for today. Those are the 4 qualities of a Boaz that you should be looking for in a man of God. And I got a little teary-eyed, so how do you segue out of that? I don't know. I got so intense or so passionate about that. How do you segue out of that? I don't even know, but I hope you enjoyed this series. I really hope. I put a lot of work into it, and I really wanted it to be a tool for you, because I think it's important. I think that, I just want it to help you as much as possible, and I hope that it did. So again, if you didn't listen to the first 3 episodes, go back and listen to those, because this is just a bonus episode. But remember to share these with your friends, with your sisters in Christ, because I'm sure that there's a lot of women that feel the way that we feel, and we want to help them. We want to help them feel confident and find their identity in God, and, help them realize that they are daughters of a king, and that makes us so special. So, again, I hope you liked the series. Let me know, if there's any other type of series that you would want me to make, or anything specific you'd want me to talk more about. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is where I post the videos of the podcast. And then give me a 5-star rating on Spotify. And then if you want to keep up with more of my day-to-day life and my love for modesty, then you can follow me on Instagram for that. I like to post a lot of outfit inspo, and I just kind of share my more day-to-day stuff. So thank you for listening. I love you all so much. Thank you for your support and for just, being a part of this and listening. It means so much to me. I love you all. Thank you. God bless. And don't forget to be you, because you are beautifully unfinished. Bye.